What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today, the update for Season 2 has officially been released, at least for the Korean version, and we have received a lot of news pertaining to the newest weapon that we are going to be receiving for said season. And just so you guys are aware, this is not a gun that has ever previously surfaced on any COD game prior. It's not in Modern Warfare, not in the Black Ops games, and not even in the Sledgehammer related games. This is the very first, I guess, post-launch weapon that is exclusive to COD Mobile. Keyword post-launch mainly because we have weapons like the LK-24 as well as the AK-117 that have not made its way into the current COD. So yes, those are also COD Mobile, I guess, or COD Online exclusive weapons. But yes, the Type 19 is, I guess, the very first of its kind to ever come out to this game and to any COD game in general. I don't normally make videos before new weapons come out, but usually when there are some that might be a little bit concerning, I do want to discuss them before they actually get released and for us to try out. Because, you know, there are some weapons that are just not worth talking about. There are some that, you know, kind of like the LW3 Tundra that I did make a concerning video about. And of course, with this one, it's more or less going to be the same thing, but I think based on what I've seen so far from the leaks, I think the Type 19 is actually going to be one of the most terrifying weapons in the game. If you guys have thought that the Grau was one of the most overpowered games to be released in recent history for this game, you are gonna be dead wrong when this next weapon comes out. Before we actually do get into the stats, I do want to talk about some interesting stuff about this weapon. So I did look at the attachments. There are going to be quite a bit of different things. Obviously, we do have our regular suppressors. It's kind of like a mix between a Black Ops setup as well as a Modern Warfare type of gunsmith. So as you guys know, Black Ops Cold War gunsmiths usually do have, you know, significant upsides, but very little downsides for the most part. But as for Modern Warfare attachments, they're a little bit more heavier with the downsides, but sometimes they do have some pretty good upsides. All the barrels are named in certain ways. You know, when I get to the actual details of the attachments, I kind of want to say that for the Damascus video, but basically, just take my word for it. There's all these different kinds of barrels named differently. They do have a suppressor barrel, they do have a lighter barrel, they do, of course, have a marksman type barrel, and as well as kind of like this GRU combo grip barrel, except it doesn't really have a silencer built in. It even has its own version of the Colossus suppressor. So yes, it has something like that. And if anything, it's kind of like the OG Colossus suppressor, the one where you actually had a huge vertical recoil upside. Of course, it's a little bit more heavier. The stocks are kind of mixed together. There's agile stocks, there's steady stocks, there's combat stocks, you know, just both types of stocks from both different types of gunsmiths. As for the ammo conversions, of course, they do have, like I said, the 70 round mag drum. Of course, it's very heavy, but also it does provide some bullet impact. I think it was like 20%. But there's a weird downside where you actually do lose a little bit of recoil control, of course. It does kind of matter whether or not this gun does jump up a lot or not, but we're just going to have to wait and see how that actually fares when the update fully comes out. Note that there are speed attachments that will help increase the speed of your gun. Of course, we do have the Black Ops Cold War styles of grips, so yes, we are going to have something there to speed up the weapon, you know, believe it or not. And also, there is a fast mag that allows like 12 extra bullets. Of course, with most assault rifles, they start off with 30 bullets, but this one does have a fast mag that's really light with the downsides, and it only comes with, you know, basically 12 extra bullets, meaning that you're going to have 42 bullets on each mag. But one of its two special attachments, of course, is the sniper round. So the sniper rounds, as you guys know, if you've seen it before with the ASVAL as well as the AMAX, they are basically going to have a sniper, or I guess a marksman version, whatever you want to call it, conversion for this type of weapon. And this is probably one of the more concerning ones because this one might actually be a lot more damaging. And also, there's like a foregrip that has like a laser built into it. I'm going to have to look into that, but yeah, believe it or not, there is a foregrip that has a laser built into the thing. I don't know how that works, but somehow they managed to put that in the game. So now that we got most of the attachments out of the way, I'd rather leave some of them for a surprise. I do want to discuss the stats of the weapon, of course. So first off, let's start off with the initial stats. So the base stats of the Type 19 don't really look that bad, but the fire rate is pretty insane. I would say it's actually a little bit faster than the Growl. And if you look at the base bullet speed, you would notice that it is at 1000 by default. This is something that a lot of assault rifles don't necessarily have immediately. Usually to get to that point, you would have to use some sort of barrel that increases the bullet speed or some special attachment. So as you guys can see, the 4-shot range isn't really that bad. It goes up to 25 meters before it starts to lower. Of course, the 3-shot headshot multiplier does go up to that range as well, but keep in mind there are suppressors as well as different barrels that could increase that range as well, specifically with the suppressor since that has a much bigger upside. So yeah, that's something to actually look out for. But the fact that this thing even has 1000 bullet speed is actually kind of crazy. And just to be sure I was right, I did look into the game, and the Growl does only have 900 bullet speed when it has like no attachments. Of course, when it does have the Archangel or even the Nexus barrel, it does only really go up like maybe 100 meters per second, but that's basically it. So by using any range extending barrels that may come with this gun, it's already going to have a boost in terms of bullet speed. And not only that, if you do look at the marksman section of the stats, it is a lot worse. So now if we actually take a look at the marksman rifle portion of this gun, you could see that the stats are a lot more concerning. So first off, the bullet speed is at a whopping 1750 meters per second. And this is provided that they don't have any attachments on this gun while they were posting a picture of these stats. I decided to, I guess, show you one of the barrels that's in this game. This is the one that extends the range, and it also extends the bullet speed by 33%. So if you add that into the already whopping 1000 meters per second of bullet speed it already has, you're looking at about 1330 meters per second in bullet speed. And if you add that with whatever the marksman rounds give, you're looking at a whopping 2080 meters per second. This has to be one of the most fastest weapons in terms of bullet speed to ever come out in this game. And I don't even think the LW3 Tundra is even this good in terms of bullet speed. And again, most assault rifles, if not all of them that are currently in this game, don't even go to that point of reaching 1000 meters per second. Usually you would always have to have a barrel, but given that this gun already goes at that, plus if you add that barrel and this attachment, you basically double your meters per second in bullet speed. It's crazy. So now if you actually look at the damage output, I think this is the part where it gets even more scarier. So if you look at the damage output and you multiply it by 2, and that's basically like the lowest multiplier that there is when you have these marksman rounds, you'll be at 56 damage, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 56. So you're basically up to 41.9 meters by default. You're going to be able to 2-shot anywhere in the body with these marksman rounds. And let's say you have to go a little bit beyond 41.9 meters. Let's say there's someone 50 meters away, maybe 55, maybe 60 meters away. You're still going to be able to 2-shot anywhere that's not the stomach or the legs. Of course, pertaining to multiplayer, you're never really going to get into that position where you actually have to shoot that far. You're always going to be within range to even get those perfect 2-shot kills no matter where you shoot. But again, this stats are, I guess, provided that they are not already extended. So you could probably extend the range even more with the suppressor or even that marksman barrel. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane when it comes to using this. Of course, I have to look back at the fire rate to see whether or not this thing's actually going to shoot fast, because if it's going to be this strong, it better fucking shoot slow. But from what I remember seeing, it did shoot pretty damn fast, even for the semi-auto version. So I don't think there's a lot of hope there. But basically what I'm saying is that this thing is going to be even faster and more stronger than the Growl. But at the same time, even if you don't want to use the assault rifle version of this weapon, you still could actually use the marksman thing and just rock it like if it's an SKS. If anything, it's basically a better version of the SKS, given that you have a lot more range to 2-shot from. So again, what we're seeing right now is just absolutely terrifying. Like, I don't think I've ever been this afraid of a weapon ever. And I know I did make a video a few days ago saying that we should probably prepare for another 3-shot meta, but this gun is just, it looks like a different breed. And look, like I said, I could be wrong, and I hope to God I am wrong. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a good season for anyone. No matter if you're playing pubs, no matter if you're playing BR or even ranked, it's not going to be a good time. So we got a hell of a 2 seasons ahead of us, and hopefully they do nerf the marksman rounds. And as for the assault rifle version, I'm not sure whether or not they're actually going to do that. But as for the marksmans, I could picture them nerfing the bullet speed as well as just like other stats, making it probably a little bit slower. But yeah, keep in mind, you know, given that it has foregrips as well, that could increase the speed pretty significantly. The downside of the marksman rounds are really not going to do anything, especially when it comes to the ADS speed. You're only going to lose like maybe a little bit of it. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys. I will let you guys judge in the comment section whether or not you guys think this gun's going to be overpowered. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.